Do you agree with me that this is the most sophisticated gadget on the planet? Not the iPhone, the eye. But now the question is, have you read the user's manual? As long as fear of suffering is there within you, you will never walk your life with full stride. It'll always be half a step. There are no right things to do in life. If you choose something and put everything that you have into it, it'll become a great…
तो आइए आज हम वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सद्गुरु के कुछ लाइफ चेंजिंग एडवाइस को सुनते हैं और उससे सीखते हैं। तो वीडियो को पूरा देखें और स्किप मत करें। तो रूल नंबर 1 के साथ शुरू करते हैं। राइट द वे ऑफ लाइफ।
Is it true that every other creature on this planet, a worm, an insect, a bird, an animal, with a millionth of our brain, they're conducting their life process quite well? Hello?
Yes.
Are they? When I say life process, we are born, they are born, just like that. We grow up, they grow up. We make a living, they make a living. We may reproduce, they reproduce. We do all this with enormous fuss. They simply do it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Every simple thing we're doing it with enormous fuss. They are simply doing it. Different various processes of life and death, they are doing it without fuss. We are doing everything with great fuss. Is this a sign of highest level of intelligence, I'm asking? We are supposed to be the most intelligent, and there is no question that we have the most evolved neurological process on the planet, yes? We have the most evolved neurological system that we must be able to sense and feel and experience and perceive, understand and express things in the highest possible way. But no other creature on the planet is struggling like the human creature right now. This is simply because you have been given a super computer. Do you agree with me that this is the most sophisticated gadget on the planet? Not the iPhone, the eye. But now the question is, have you read the user's manual? That's all. People have not read the user's manual for the most complex machine on the planet and somehow blundering through, somehow trying to use it. Everything is a problem. Tell me one thing that human beings are not suffering. If they're poor, they suffer their poverty. You make them rich, they suffer the taxes. If they're not educated, they suffer that. Put them to school, lot of suffering. Not married, they suffer that. Get them married. I didn't say anything. I didn't say a thing, okay? No children, some people suffer that. Children, daily suffering. So you seem to be suffering every aspect of life. So if you offer death, will you go joyfully? No, you will suffer that. So tell me one thing that we are not suffering. Now people weave philosophies, life is suffering. No, life is not suffering, nor is it a joy. It's simply there, it's a phenomena. If you ride it, it feels fantastic. If you're crushed by it, it feels terrible. So are you riding the wave of life or are you being crushed by it? That's all the question.
Rule number 2, unleash your potential.
Story of a man who had wings but never used them to fly and just reproduced and had a life, and isn't it a tragedy that he never used his wings to fly? Do you feel like most of us are walking through life with wings and we never use them to fly?
Unfortunately, yes, a whole lot of people, too many people. It's time that human potential is unleashed because we are the first generation on the planet for whom our survival is organized better than ever before, ever before. So this is the time to unlock our potential, to lose those all kinds of inhibitions and fears that we had. There was a time, if as much as a cloud gathered and lightning and thunder happened, we thought God was angry with us.
Right.
Okay? All those things are gone. It is time you take away the nonsense that's happening within you. And the entire process, the science of inner engineering is just this, how to work at it in a scientific manner, not with philosophy. I can tell you 1,000 times, give up your fear, it's not going to go. But if your chemical soup is blissful, there's not even a idea of fear in your mind.
It reminds me of your concept of the movies. You play the movies in your mind, you can choose a drama, you can choose a horror story, or you can choose a positive movie and not get stuck in the same movie forever. You can turn it off and start a new one.
Yeah, but for that you should know where the switches are.
Right.
You are like a supercomputer, but you haven't found the keyboard yet. Time to find the keyboard. That's my work, to give people the keyboard to their supercomputer.
Rule number 3, be fearless.
Passes for me.
Right.
Without witnessing tears of joy and love around me, every day, somebody will be shedding tears of love and joy. I don't think there's a better way to live in this world And all of us should strive to create our own circles of joyfulness and pleasantness around us. Because if you're not joyful by your own nature, if you're always going around with the fear of suffering, as long as fear of suffering is there within you, you will never walk your life with full stride. It'll always be half a step. Most human beings have crippled themselves simply because of fear of suffering. What will happen to me is always the question. Whatever happens, this is how I will be. If this assurance comes to you, only now you will want to scale the peaks of life and see what about it. If it happens, makes no difference to you. If it doesn't happen, makes no difference to you. That's when you would like to really explore every dimension of life. So first and foremost thing is this, that your way of being is not determined by what's around you. If you bring this one aspect to you, there is no fear of suffering. Once there is no fear of suffering, you will traverse the breadth and length of this life without…
Rule number 4, be passionate about everything.
Right things to do in life. If you choose something and put everything that you have into it, it'll become a great thing. Is it the right thing? Is it the best thing? When you say, is it the right thing, what you're asking is it the best thing to do in life? There is no best thing to do in life. Anything that you take up and if you put your heart and soul into it, it becomes a great thing. Is it the best thing? No. Then what is the best thing? There is no such thing. Don't look at yourself as a Delhiite or an idiot, whatever you want to call yourself. If you're just a piece of life, Hello? Yes. And today you're here, one day you'll be poop, gone. You're a brief life. I want you to just imagine, you've seen those insects which come when it rains, you know, ants which fly. Suppose you were that. You just came alive, poop, 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 and poof, gone. That's what you are. Just compared to the span of your life, the insect's life is looking so meaningless and poop, poop, poop and gone. That's what the rivers are thinking about you. Poop, poop, poop and gone. Yes or no? Compared to their lifespan, you are just like that insect or less than that insect, isn't it so? I am not somebody who ever debated, is this the right thing to do in my life? What was needed, I jumped into it. Because if you're a constipated life, you will always be thinking about what to do, what not to do, what to do, what not to do, what is my passion, what is not my passion. Why the hell are you not passionate about everything? Hello? Yes. Why are you not passionate about everything in the existence? You're only passionate about one thing means what? You're constipated, that's what it means. Idiots do things that they don't like to do, suffer for their whole life because they think it's needed or they think it's their duty. Intelligent people do what they love to do. They enjoy their life to some extent. But a genius learns to do what is needed joyfully. That's when your genius flowers, because it's no more about you. Now there's a limitless way.
और स्पेशल बोनस क्लिप से पहले रूल नंबर 5, टेक ए हॉलीडे फ्रॉम योर सीरियस
Your life a little bit, laugh a little more, involve yourself with people around you, do things that you think is not so important. Don't do things which are very important. Do simple things. It's very important you do simple things. Very important things you're doing in your life, you will become dead serious. You know, Bertrand Russell, an Englishman, Bertrand Russell said, if you're beginning to think that what you're doing is very important, you need to take a holiday. So holiday does not mean coming to India. Holiday is every day, in those 24 hours you must take a holiday from your seriousness. From your seriousness has come essentially because of your self-importance. You hold yourself as an important person. I want you to see you are like a speck of dust in this existence. Tomorrow morning if you disappear, for sure in India nobody will miss you. Even down under, they won't bother much, you know. A handful of people, they will also forget soon enough. Isn't it so? Oof! Nature does oof, you're gone. And nothing will happen in this world, everything will happen wonderfully well even if you're not there. Every human being should be aware of this every moment of his life. It does not matter what the whole world says about you. It does not matter how significant a work you're doing. You must understand that tomorrow morning the world will go on fine without you, whoever you may be. Isn't it so? If you constantly remind yourself of this, you'll have no reason to be serious. Definitely not dead. And don't be dead now, a time will come.
अब बोनस क्लिप की बारी। उससे पहले वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और ये वीडियो अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर।
All the problems of individual nature are generated from within. And we don't have to solve problems that we create, we just have to dissolve. No? Problems that you create, you don't have to solve. If there is a problem in the situation, yes, we have to solve. But you have a problem within you, solution is not what you need, solution is madness. Solution means, for an illusion, you're creating an illusory solution, something that you make up. For that, you create one more solution that you made up once again. No, you just have to turn off the problems. You're going through a certain drama, only thing is you're a lousy director. That's all there is. Instead of improving your direction, now you're trying to find a solution for a situation in a drama. It's like people watch a cinema and come home and they have big arguments about what happened there. So, the thoughts and emotions that you create, you don't have to find any solution for it. If you just turn it off, it's gone. If you find solution, you moving towards insanity. Because you create a ghost and you create a ghostbuster. The ghosts that you create, you must learn to play with them. Hello? I'm saying if nobody willing to play with you, you have to play with somebody, right? So the ghosts you create, if you like them, you play with them. If you don't like them, turn them off. But Sadhguru, they keep coming. You don't play. Don't like to play with them, don't play. They come and go. Never it ever happened that one thought remained for more than a moment, isn't it? It comes and goes, comes and goes. Let it come and go. If you try to find a solution for that, you will head towards…
अगर आप गुरु गोपाल दास की कुछ लाइफ चेंजिंग एडवाइस सुनना चाहते हैं तो इधर क्लिक करें।